Well, hello Internet. Here we are with a little bit of a video that has been kind of a long time in the making, sort of. As y'all know, there's been quite the big shakeup going on in the world in the last year. I am filming this video March of 2021, and it was roughly March-ish of 2020 when Alberta hugely slowed down and put the brakes on for the first time. My thoughts on this whole COVID thing, well, that's a pretty heated or interesting subject. You bring those thoughts up around anybody and you get quite the wide variety of ideas, thoughts, opinions, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, you know, what it is, and all that stuff. So everybody has their own opinion. Everybody is free to live their life the way they choose at this time anyway. And well, it'll be what it is. I don't know what it's like in your province, in your town, in your state, in your country. But from what I have seen in, well, Alberta, in my little town of Lloydminster, and in my country of Canada, from our leaders, those that are in charge of the country, those that are in charge of our healthcare system, and those that are in charge of our province, and basically us, we have seen a lot of misinformation. A lot of questionable things have been said on the media, whether it's like radio or news or so, and the next day they seem to be counteracted. They seem to be unsaid. But yet this is what we have to do, but yet everybody, all of these leaders seem to have had a difference of opinion. You know, of what you should and shouldn't do, what you can do, what you can't do. You know, apparently small businesses will spread it where big massive businesses can stay open. So you better close all the small businesses that need the money and allow the big large corporations to stay open, which doesn't really make sense to me. You know, the restricting people from going camping because it's camping. We got to stay cooped up in our house for the next year, or our apartment for the next year, instead of going by yourself in the literal middle of nowhere to camp, where the only people you're going to see are the gas station attendant through the 1-inch thick glass that you know, pay for your fuel at. But again, that is the rules that are in place by those that are in charge. One of the big things that made me question the whole thing is they take away our privilege of seeing our family at Christmas time, restricting our family dinners, restricting our family time. Then some of them hop on jets and fly to hot locations, or fly to their family for their gatherings, and it's like, if we can't travel, then how come you guys can? You know, shouldn't you lead by example? Shouldn't you, you know, it seems that it's like do as they say, not as they do. Do what they want us to do. You know, follow the line, follow the little arrows on the floor of the store. Only buy certain merchandise that they deem to be essential. However, if you're looking for a coffee maker, you still got to go to 4 different locations to find a coffee maker. Wouldn't it be less dangerous to have a coffee maker at your first location and you buy it and go, rather than potentially spreading around or picking up something, searching 3 more locations, and then not being able to buy said coffee maker. It doesn't make any sense, to me anyway. Restrictions for me, what have they meant for me? Well, essentially, given my limited life the way it's been the last couple of years, and given my riveting schedule of visiting friends and stuff, it hasn't changed. With the exception of not being able to camp like I wanted to in 2020, and not being able to go out to an actual family restaurant in, later 2020 for a nice family meal. That's really the only things that has really affected me big time. You know, that and the distance that has grown between people in general. People are afraid of each other now. They don't even want to say hi now. They don't even want to shake your hand, or if they fall on the ice, nobody wants to help them up because you got to touch them, and if you touch them, you might kill them, because that's what the shiny face on the TV tells you before they put on 3 layers of masks. But you know, that's the paranoia that is going around. The government asked neighbors to rat on neighbors if they happen to have family over. You know, they set up this rat line that you're supposed to call when you see something that doesn't follow the rules. And there have been fines issued for gatherings, whether it's family gatherings or church gatherings or things like that, that kind of make a person question, you know, if they can gather, if they can gather at supermarkets to buy their groceries and joke and laugh and visit in the aisles, then why can't we gather for Christmas dinner, or why can't people gather for church? You know, why are they fining churches and arresting people because they're going to church? I guess you know, that's kind of a sign of the potential of abuse that we could be heading for. There was a time in our not so distant past that something like this happened. Something like this started out rather benign, rather friendly, rather good, rather voted in, hey, you're going to be great for this country, and then all of a sudden it was all an act, and then before you knew it, it was over and done with. You basically were stuck. And it took many, many people sacrificing themselves to dig us out of the spot that we had gotten ourselves into. And that is kind of where we potentially could be heading down that road again. I have seen a lot of changes in our local business. Local businesses have closed, especially the small ones. And it's only been the large ones that have stayed open. And some of those large companies that let people go or laid people off are hiring new staff rather than rehiring those that they had let go at the beginning of all this slowdown. I understand that some of the people they let go will have moved on for other jobs, moved back home, moved across Canada, wherever, whatever. But wouldn't you think you'd call back your staff you let go before hiring new staff? You know, it all comes down to money. They can hire new staff at a less of a wage, get some kind of a credit, a tax credit for retraining staff, and then they come out on top, and if something shuts down again, they can just lay off this new batch just as quick as they laid off their old batch that they had a year ago. One of the things that I have noticed, and one of the things I'd like to leave you with, is the division I've seen in people in the last year. If it wasn't bad enough that there was a division between the oil workers and the retail workers, and the fast food workers, now we have a division between the mask wearing people, the anti-mask wearing people, the anti-vaxxers, and the people that believe in the vaccine, as well as you get all that other stuff that has been brewing for a few hundred years in the mix as well, and that can turn out to be a rather volatile situation. When people are under pressure, when people are stressed, when people have lost their jobs, their families, their homes, they can react rather unpredictably. Believe me, I have been there in the last few years myself, and there's been a few times where it's took quite a bit of redirection to get me back focused another way versus where I was headed. There have been quite a few times I've seen things go on in our community that I've never seen before because the stress that everybody is under. Like I mentioned there earlier in this video about nobody helping when someone falls on the ice because the big shiny head on the TV said you can't touch them because if you touch them you're going to get sick or they're going to get sick. So then the person's just left to wiggle to themselves on the ice until they happen to get their footing. But pretty much, guys, it is what it is. A little bit of a vlog and such. Comments will be monitored on this here video, but feel free to leave your comments below. I will respond to those that are worthy of a response, and delete and ban those that are totally off the deep end, that don't really need to be on the comment list. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.